very much appreciate all of you being here today to celebrate the Thomas S. Green Public Service Leadership Awards. It's a very meaningful program to all of us involved, so I want to thank all of you for being here with us and encourage you to come next year. My name is Paul Matthews. I'm the Executive Director and CEO of the Worcester Regional Research Bureau. For those of you new to the Bureau, we have been around for 39 years. We are a 501c3 nonprofit that was organized by some visionary city leaders in the mid-'80s to examine the policy issues confronting the city and the region from an objective, fact-based, non-politicized lens. So the Bureau has a staff of 4. I'm proud to introduce my colleagues in the back. We're being joined by Anthony Clough, Josh Boucher, they're our research staff, and our colleague Eric Neelan, the Director of Programs and Operations, worked tirelessly to pull this together, so I want to thank all of them for their work, particularly Eric. This is always a very proud day for the Bureau. We've been doing this in these awards since 1988. I was not here then. However, I have plenty of friends and family who have been involved with the awards, and I've heard from a multitude of sources just how meaningful it is to be recognized for tireless public service. So please know that we do these awards every year. Nominations will be out next year. Please consider nominating someone. We want to make sure that we have a strong group of candidates every year, and this year was no different. We actually had one of the most competitive groups we've ever had. It was very challenging for the committee, so this is really exemplifies the cream of the crop in terms of public employees and their exemplary commitment. I also need to thank our friend Kathy Gagney from Mechanics Hall for hosting us in such a majestic location, befitting the awards. Thank you. And I want to thank our event sponsors, which include Country Bank, Beals & Thomas, Fontaine Brothers, Lamoureux Pagano Associates and Architects, National Grid, Phoenix Communications, St. Gobain, UMass Chan Medical School, VHB, Wind Companies, and Howard Stein Hudson, as well as our media sponsor, the Telegram and Gazette. And our honorees are receiving tokens of esteem as in-kind contributions from the Beechwood Hotel, which provided breakfast for all of us, the DCU Center, Mechanics Hall, Music Worcester, Sharfman's Jewelers, Worcester Art Museum, the Worcester Historical Museum, the Worcester Railers, Worcester Red Sox, and last but not least, Worcester Wares, which provided the gift bags for tonight. I just want to thank the nominators. Many of you are in the room. I want to thank you for taking the time and trouble to call attention to these terrific public servants. And I want to thank the committee. They worked tirelessly and made some very difficult decisions given the competitive nature of this year and the strong candidates that emerged from within Worcester and surrounding communities. I want to assure the city manager, who informed his cabinet that he wanted to make sure everybody had a nomination. We had a great group of candidates from the city, and it's unfortunate we can't give an award to everyone who deserves it, but we really wanted to exemplify the cream of the crop tonight. So it's now my role to turn this over to an MC who's far more skilled than I, my friend Che Anderson from UMass Chan Medical School, who's going to walk us through. He chairs the committee, and as a recovering municipal employee himself, provides a terrific perspective as chair of the committee and someone who understands the value of public service. Che, thank you.
Bring that microphone up a little bit. Okay. All right. Your time with me is going to be long tonight, so I'm going to try my best to not annoy you folks, but so much. But Che Anderson from UMass Chan Medical School, very excited to be here, happy to sponsor, happy to support, recovering city employee. So I've seen quite a few people be honored with this award, and this group is, like many of our folks, very deserving, very amazing, and truly exemplify what it means to be a city employee. Regardless of what you may read sometimes in the media and such, like these folks are actually what so many of our city employees represent and what they aspire to and aspire for. And so thank you, Five, for the work that you've done. Thank you for inspiring others, hopefully to follow in your footsteps. And with that, I'm actually going to turn the floor over to our host tonight, I'd love it if you all give a round of applause to Mechanics Hall Executive Director Kathy Gagnon.
Microphone down. Welcome, everybody. I'm not going to take up too much time. I just want to tell you how thrilled I am to have the Municipal Awards here in Mechanics Hall. Those of you who are celebrating these awards tonight are continuing a very long legacy of municipal support that's shown in this building. I'm really grateful to the Research Bureau for the many times it uses our hall for civic debates. Most recently, they took a major part in the Isaiah Thomas Awards and, of course, the municipal awards, which we're here for tonight. So I want to congratulate Susan and Caitlin and George and Victoria and Michelle. And I'm delighted that you brought your friends and family, and Mechanics Hall is honored to have you here. And George, it's not lost on me that you're the only male listed on the sheet. So you've got to encourage your colleagues to compete with the women. So anyway, thank you so much. I'm going to turn it back to Che. Have a wonderful night. Enjoy each other's company and your accomplishments and successes.
That's right, George, the burden is on you. So, solely on you, George. If there aren't more men next year, we're coming for you, George. All right, here we go. So this is the part of the show where we love for leadership from the varying departments in towns and cities to come up here and give a wise word to the folks who are here. And so our first person up is the mayor of our fair city of Worcester. Please give a round of applause for Mayor Joe Petty.
Good evening, everyone. Good to see everybody here. I just want to thank Kathleen for offering you a hall here at Mechanics Hall, doing a great job. I want to thank Paul Matthews, the Worcester Regional Bureau, and organizing the event and providing this service for the last, not him personally for over 30 years, but the organization. So much appreciated. And just want to welcome Mayor Sam Squalia from Fitchburg. Good to see you again. And also our town administrator from Northborough, Tim, is it McNerney? Tim? Okay, for over 30 years, the TomGreen Awards have honored public servants who have gone above and beyond to provide excellent service. I believe that service is a calling, and tonight I am thrilled to be with you as we recognize public servants that have upheld our calling to serve their community. Public service can be as rewarding as it can be difficult. When I think of public service, I'm reminded of the saying, not all heroes wear capes. There are 3 recipients from the city of Worcester. Just want to recognize Caitlin Duncan. Caitlin, good to see you. Caitlin. I've known Caitlin for a number of years. She's the new Americans librarian and really taking care of especially I'd say our vulnerable people here in the city of Worcester and new immigrants who arrive here, so I appreciate everything you do. And also George Cavillis. George is Bronco High School and doing a great job with technical services for the theater up there, so much appreciate the work that you do. And Michelle Smith from Planning and Regulatory Services. Michelle, I want to say congratulations to you. And also there's 2 people from outside the city of Worcester. And so from Fitchburg, we have, let's see, Susan. Is it Susan Christensen? And Susan does also important work with the outreach, taking care of substance abuse and going out in the community, making Fitchburg a better place. So congratulations on the work that you do. And also from Northborough, Victoria Killeen. Victoria. Victoria, thank you for the work you do, also taking care of some vulnerable people and all the volunteering you do out in Northborough. So good job. Thank you. All you make a difference in the lives of our residents and the residents of Northborough and Fitchburg. Every single day you do that, so much appreciated. Many of you work with our most vulnerable, members of the community to ensure everyone, regardless of their status, is treated with kindness and dignity. I would personally like to congratulate all of the recipients this evening. You all have done tremendous things throughout your career, and I'm excited to see how you continue to make a difference. As a city that's led by also City Manager Eric Batista, we are incredibly grateful for all the services you have provided and cannot thank you enough. So congratulations again. Enjoy your evening tonight. Well-deserved awards. Keep up the great work. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Next up, we have another mayor, Mayor Sam Scalia. We'd like to invite you up. Please give a round of applause for Mayor Scalia.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It is my honor to stand here tonight as Mayor Fitchburg on this great occasion for the TomGreen Award. The TomGreen Award is presented to the most deserving of civil servants, those who sacrifice time, effort, and sometimes sleep out of dedication to their city and their community. And tonight we have the privilege of honoring these individuals, and particularly my personal favorite, one from the city of Fitchburg, Sue Christensen. As public officials, we strive to be active and present throughout the communities we serve. We often find ourselves with more requests for assistance than we can fulfill. Our availability may be limited, but Sue Christensen has been a constant presence on the streets of Fitchburg every day, helping our people. As Fitchburg's outreach and prevention coordinator, Sue is not only the eyes and ears of our city, but she is often the first response and the last hope for some of our most vulnerable residents. Sue's role requires her to address challenging issues ranging from substance abuse and rehabilitation to homelessness, traumatic backgrounds, and mental health needs. She has become a vital resource for us all and helps us with numerous requests for service throughout the city. More importantly, she's become a familiar face and a source for hope for those in their moments of greatest need. Fitchburg has always been a community that extends assistance, hospitality, and open arms to all, including our most disadvantaged members. We are committed to highlighting those among us who personify our city's values of compassion and empathy, and the role of outreach and prevention coordinator demands a dedicated and steadfast individual, someone who can connect and remain close to our most vulnerable citizens. Sue is all of that and more. It is with immense pride and honor that I'm here to share about Sue Christensen getting the prestigious TomGreen Award. She represents the very best of Fitchburg, and it is fitting that she be recognized as the award winner tonight, representing Fitchburg. Thank you, Sue, and thank you everyone for being here tonight to celebrate all our remarkable recipients.
Thank you, Mayor Scalia. Coming up next, as we have a Plan E form of government in Worcester, we have City Manager Eric Batista.
I got an air drum roll and everything. Jeez. Thanks, Jay. Thank you, everyone, and good evening. Just want to take this moment to also acknowledge and highlight everyone here tonight, especially those who are receiving the awards. I want to also appreciate the Worcester Regional Research Bureau for recognizing the outstanding contributions of those dedicated public servants. I'll say that again, dedicated public servants, which can often go unrecognized. I want to also thank Paul Matthews, Eric Nealon. He's the one who really does the work behind the scenes. So give it up to Eric Nealon. And also the entire staff and the board of directors of the Bureau. Another shout out for partnering with the City of Worcester for the last week's State of the City. Thank you for that. And your collaboration, which helped it make an incredible, successful event. But tonight, I am pleased to join in honoring 5 incredible municipal employees. Congratulations again to Susan, Victoria, George, Ann, Caitlin, and Michelle. Today's public servants face a unique set of circumstances. First, we all know that the nature of bureaucracy can overshadow the fact that the people are working behind the scenes and making sacrifice for the greater good every single day. At the same time, they're also working. While they're working, they're being scrutinized more than ever before as municipal employees. People expect public service delivery to run smoothly, so we don't get much feedback when it does. So when a municipal employee gets good feedback, they don't even know how to react. Ask any of them, they'll tell you. Meanwhile, platforms like social media make it even more easy for people to let us know when something goes wrong. To top it off, the roles and responsibilities of municipal workers are constantly evolving to keep up with the needs of rapidly changing society. Even in a climate of criticism and change, our public servants keep working tirelessly to uplift the quality of life for all, and all 5 of them represent that tonight, with professionalism, enthusiasm, unwavering commitment to the community. And tonight's awardees go above and beyond all of that. But I quickly want to take a second to recognize 2 individuals specifically. I could go on about them all night, but I promise I'll keep it brief, probably about half hour. I mentioned the changing role of local government, and perhaps nobody embodies that more than Caitlin. The Worcester Public Library is now a connection for the newly arrived residents to access citizenship programs, English language learning resources, means to find food, housing, and healthcare. And as the new Americans librarian, Caitlin has led this effort to meet those patrons where they are and to help them navigate their own community. And I'm not sure how Michelle manages to do everything she does as Assistant Chief Development Officer of Planning and Regulatory Services, long title, which is actually goes in par with her long hours. But most recently, she has spearheaded the creation of the Worcester Now, Worcester Next Long Range Master Plan, which will serve as a blueprint for a collective vision of the city's growth and development through 2040. Michelle and her team set a new bar for managing an inclusive, equitable, and exhaustive process for city planning. So anybody that's trying to do development or work around the city, they have to go through Michelle. But in closing, I'd like to thank Mechanics Hall again for hosting tonight's event and the Thomas Green Award awardees, the committee for selecting such deserving individuals. I know sometimes it's hard when you get all the recommendations. But again, tonight is specifically a big shout out to Susan, Victoria, George, Caitlin, and Michelle. Being a municipal employee is rewarding, it's hard, it's also probably one of the most moments that you feel like you've accomplished a lot when you see those projects moving. But again, I just want to give you a shout out and celebrate you for everything that you've done. Continue the work, stay committed, stay present, stay dedicated, and keep up the amazing work. Thank you.
Thanks. Just speaking of social media, are you folks familiar with mean tweets? That part of the Jimmy Kimmel show? I always thought it'd be fascinating to do like mean tweets, city edition, and just see it. I just think it'd be really funny, mainly because I don't work for the city anymore and I don't have to be responsible for it. But I'm just throwing it out there, right? Not saying it should happen, but do with that what you will. Our next honored guest is actually the Senior Center Director, so I'd love it if you give a round of applause for Kendra Faldetta.
I just want to congratulate all of the award winners before I get started talking about my very, very special friend, Victoria Kylene. It is an honor to be here in front of you. I am sure that you all feel very honored and appreciated, which is not something that municipal employees often feel. We don't always hear thank you. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all of the work that you have done that has brought you here, and congratulations. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to speak about a truly remarkable individual today, and that is Vicki Kylene. She approaches every day at the Northborough Senior Center with boundless energy and enthusiasm. It's like it was her first day on the job every day. Her eagerness to tackle challenges, deliver exceptional service, and contribute positively shines through in every action she takes. She does not just do this work at the Northborough Senior Center. She's spearheaded public health initiatives through the Northborough Junior Women's. She was the vice president of Our Father's Table in Marlborough, which feeds unhoused individuals in the city of Marlborough. She spearheaded the Northborough Food Pantry and led that for years, including the implementation of the Friend Fridge. I think if you walked down the sidewalk in the city or the town of Northborough and asked someone if they knew Vicki, they would have a story about some way that she has helped them. In addition to the work that she does at the senior center, she is also a comforting face at the local funeral home, Hayes. She comforts families in more ways than one. She is a boundless ball of energy, and I am just so proud of her. She's so deserving of this award, of every award, but I am so lucky. I don't think I could have found a better friend and a better person to be with me at the senior center. So I'm so proud of you. You deserve this and so much more, but congratulations everyone, and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Kendra. And our final honored guest we'll have to have is the head of the Bronco Arts Department. If you can all give it up for Amy Cooley.
Hi everyone. My name is Amy Cooley. I am the Arts Department Head at Burncoat High School, which, if you don't know, is the Arts Magnet High School for the Worcester Public Schools. It is my absolute pleasure to stand before you today to celebrate a remarkable individual who truly epitomizes educator excellence, George Kalivas. When our superintendent, Dr. Rachel Monterez, joined WPS, she prioritized setting a clear goal for what we envision for our learners. The WPS Vision of a Learner outlines 5 essential skills and dispositions that all of our students should possess: problem solver, curious learner, empowered individual, effective communicator, and engaged community member. As educators, it becomes our duty to nurture these skills and embody them ourselves to model excellence. George Kalivas does just that. George has gone above and beyond in creating a safe and inspiring place for students to explore the specialized arts curriculum of technical theater and learn about themselves in the process. In his class, students learn to use power tools, build sets, and push themselves beyond what they thought possible. The sense of pride and ownership that exudes from these students when they finish a project constantly brings a smile to my face. In George's class, all students excel, all of them, no matter what background they come from. Today, as we honor George and everyone else, we celebrate not only his achievements, but also the values that he represents. He reminds us of the potential within each student to achieve the WPS vision and the importance of leading by example to create a better future. Thank you.
Well, now you've heard a bit about our honorees, but we're going to learn a bit more. And so the first person that I would like to bring up is my friend and committee member, Dave Garvin, of the Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce, who will be honoring Susan Christensen.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. That's better, thank you. First award's actually going to be for the best shoes. Always goes to Che every year. So, my name is Dave Garvin, and I am here representing Chamber of Commerce, but more importantly, I'm on the committee, and it's been interesting. It's my first year, and I'm lucky enough to be part of this committee. If I've learned anything from being on this committee is that I will likely never win one of these awards. These folks, the nominations this year and in past, are exceptional, and the words that I'll share with you, kind of represent that. And so I wrote a few words, and it's a combination of what folks wrote about Sue and what I gleaned from a conversation that we had a chance to have. So, for example, your award winner tonight, Susan Christensen. The Outreach and Prevention Coordinator is a member of the Fitchburg's Health Department. Her focus continues to be the homeless population, those residents that struggle with addiction, and those who suffer from substance abuse. She is dedicated to those who are most vulnerable, most in need, and in many cases avoided. I wanted to say a few words to the mayor before she left because she stole almost all my stuff. She spoke so highly of Sue, rightfully so. Sue's dedication and compassion drives her to find all the available aid for the many residents of the North Central Massachusetts area who need help. She's a resource to those in need, as well as the government agencies that she partners with and works tirelessly to connect individuals with and available local and state resources. So from my conversation, Sue is originally from, is it Ashburnham or Ashburnham?
Ashburnham.
With an N? Yes, Ashburnham. I had this debate last night. Originally from Ashburnham and left and returned to Ashburnham years later. She graduated from Assumption University in Worcester. She actually earned a law degree and worked in law for about 2 years. She's married to her husband, Matt, who's here tonight, 27 years, and has 2 wonderful daughters, Meg and Katie, both of which were supposed to be here, but they are on Zoom, so wherever we just wait and say hi, Meg and Katie. So when not arranging some event or assistance for the community, she enjoys reading, antiquing, which I guess was a good fit for me to present. She was drawn to older people. And recently has been researching her ancestry and her family's genealogy. So she found her calling in public service, helping those who are so desperately in need of help. And Sue told me that her parents were individuals committed to helping. So it's clear that she's cut from the same cloth. Many have said Sue is embedded in the streets of the town, but she is quick to point out that there are others who truly are the eyes and ears of Fitchburg's residents that all too often are overlooked. She made a point of naming Keith Barnaby, who is actually here this evening as well. Congratulations, Keith. As one of those individuals. However, those who know her best will say that many times she represents the first response and the last hope for those in need. I chose that quote as well, Mayor, because I thought it was great. Whether it's warming shelters, informational meetings, resource training, it's Sue's dedication and connection to those in need that enables her to bring all available resources together. It truly takes a village to address the needs, but she is definitely the architect of the program. Sue has coordinated monthly events in the park, creating a relaxed, non-threatening space, along with informational sessions every 2 weeks to further the cause. Examples of the many things that she is behind. Sue is described by those who know her and work with her as selfless, essential, committed, and dedicated. She's described as an unsung hero who consistently goes above and beyond. Those who partner with her list some of her skills as negotiator, grant writer, financial planner, shelter operator, health educator, collaborator, and leader. She is unselfish, committed, and unapologetic. Sue's career has been and is focused on public service and continues to be dedicated to a population that can get forgotten and one she cares deeply about. Please join me in recognizing the 2024 recipient of the Thomas S. Green Public Service Award, Susan R. Christensen.
I'm a little shorter. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming. And I want to thank the Research Bureau, and thank you, Dave, for that kind introduction. I don't know about financial planner, if my husband will agree with that, but I do all the grant writing, so that might be appropriate. I want to extend my congratulations to the other honorees tonight. It's been really great getting to know some of you and expanding our connections a little further from Fitchburg. I also want to thank State Representative Mike Kushmerek, who actually nominated me for this honor. Unfortunately, he couldn't attend here tonight, and I'm grateful to our mayor who attended tonight as well. There's the last budget meeting in front of the city council is tonight and starts in about 10 minutes, so I appreciate her making the trek down, and I appreciate the support of the city in our efforts. I also want to recognize my husband Matthew, who's here tonight, and my two daughters who are joining virtually. I thank them for all their support over the years, and also always being there to pitch in at our various events over many years. They've been always there when I need them. Let's see. Also joining me tonight is Sandra Knight, who is a former member of the Board of Health, with whom I've worked many years with the Montechusett Public Health Network, as well as the Board of Health, and I appreciate her support here tonight. The Outreach and Prevention Division of the Health Department was created just exactly 2 years ago. We recognize the need for improved services, especially to our most vulnerable residents, which wasn't occurring. And the success of the program is really dependent upon the great collaboration between our many local providers. We're a little isolated up in Fitchburg. We've really built a great network of folks and agencies who work together, and we make each other better, and we're better able to serve those that we need to serve and to help others. Finally, I want to again recognize the amazing work done by our street outreach worker, Keith Barnaby, who is in the streets every day, literally. He's here tonight, and I'm thrilled he's with me tonight. Keith's dedication, his commitment, and his passion inspires me every day, and this award certainly belongs to both of us. We're a department of two, but we make it work. So thank you again. Thank you to the Bureau, and congratulations.
All right. I hope whoever took my run of show, you enjoy it. I hope that it's a great paper for you to cherish for a while. The next award recipient that we would like to honor is Caitlin Duncan. And so I would like to invite up my friend, Melanie Bonsu, to tell you more about the great work that she does.
Well, note to self, next time I do this, wear heels. Congratulations to all the honorees. It is my distinct honor, though, that I get to introduce Caitlin Duncan. Caitlin is the Worcester Public Library's New Americans librarian, and she's committed to fostering an inclusive and welcoming environment for immigrants and refugees. She plays a pivotal role in assisting newcomers with navigating the resources offered through the library and other organizations in Greater Worcester, language classes, monthly immigration workshops, and maintaining a multilingual collection of books for both youth and adult. She actually has 18 different languages in her youth collection. are just a few of the many programs and services she provides. Caitlin made her way to Worcester after growing up in Alaska. That was a good little nugget of information. Receiving her MS in Library Information Services from Simmons and also studying abroad. I met Caitlin earlier this month after reading her moving nominations and letter of support. I was not even aware we had such a resource within our public library system, and I do want to appreciate the Worcester Public Library's executive director and our city management for recognizing that this is a need, and they're making sure that this position is there to address this need in best they can. She's a very interesting woman. In our brief time together, she gave me just a tiny insight into the impact she is making. For example, Caitlin does not drive. She is a WRTA rider. Shout out to the free buses. So a lot of times when she's waiting for the buses, she's recognized by people that she helps. And then they offer her rides, which she has to kind of take. But again, that just shows the relationship. She trusts them, they trust her. They're not picking up a stranger on the side of the road. It's beautiful. Caitlin also let me know that libraries are not quiet. She's actually been shushed. One of the cool things that Caitlin did in 2022 was they organized FIFA World Cup watch parties. As an avid soccer fan, I can assure you that the library was not quiet on those days. Before we welcome Caitlin up here to accept the award she so very much deserves, I just wanted to share one story from one of the attorneys who works with Caitlin through her immigration clinics. Last December, Caitlin had connected with an asylum seeker who had several personal challenges, including housing insecurity, which she was able to quickly address that one challenge through the many resources she had. But there were other personal challenges due to past trauma and abuse that occurred in the country of origin where they were seeking asylum from. She was able to build a dignified space for them to share their story, which allowed her to make the timely connection with an immigration attorney to file for this asylum. The process included giving up many Saturdays, engaging an interpreter, researching the origin country to back up claims, and more. According to this attorney, Caitlin is a person of action. While she can plan and set policies, she also personally takes on the hard work. Everyone, from the attorneys to those seeking consultation, to the library staff and volunteers, as well as community volunteers, feels respected and appreciated under Caitlin's leadership. She has the ability to develop warm and personal relationships, and the vulnerable populations gravitate to Caitlin because of her combination of competence and willingness to help. It is now my distinct pleasure to welcome Caitlin Duncan to the stage.
Thank you. I wanted to start by saying one reason that I do the work that I do is because of what a special place the American Public Library has the potential to be. As Melanie mentioned, I studied abroad in several places. This idea of a space where anyone, regardless of their socioeconomic background, race, religion, sexual orientation, or gender identity, and of course, most near and dear to my heart, regardless of immigration status or ability to speak English, a place where anyone can come in and receive assistance, get connected to resources, is truly an incredible concept. But it's not enough to just say, well, we're the library, we're welcoming to everyone. We have to put in the hard work every day to try and make that true. And that's what I've tried to do at WPL. I am honored to work alongside some wonderful people. I'm especially thankful for my colleagues in the new Community Resources Department who lead with compassion and empathy. To my supervisor, Christina Connolly, I couldn't ask for a better manager. Both Christina and our executive director, Jason Homer, helped me fight for the creation of this position. This position has only existed for 2 years. And you both have really let me spread my wings and try some things that no other libraries are doing. I also want to thank my family, to my parents who are watching from Alaska on Zoom. Hi, Mom. I know my parents don't always understand what I do and why I do it, but they are proud and supportive. To my husband, Brett, even though he told me not to, thank you for putting up with when I come home and both of us lose sleep because I'm trying to problem solve for my latest immigrant friend. As we always say, you know who you married. I wouldn't be me if I didn't also thank the immigrants who walk through our doors and who make Worcester a better place. A couple of them are here today. They're a couple of my favorites, don't tell the others. Thank you for making it here to Worcester. Thank you for letting me be a part of your lives and playing some small part in helping you along in your journey. It's an honor to know you. You are why I do the work that I do. Thank you, and congratulations to everyone.
Even if you're the first, you won't be the last. Trust us. It happens every year. We'll see who it is this year. Also, I have questions about Alaska. I haven't been, but it's on my list, so I need... Okay. Okay, good pro tip. Go in the summer. All right. Okay, next up, we're going to be honoring George Kalivas, and to do so, from Legendary Legacies, we have Mr. Ron Waddell. All right.
Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce George Kalivas. A wall flat is a flat piece of thick scenery painted and positioned on stage to give the appearance of a building or background. These timber frame set pieces resemble a 4x8 picture frame. At the beginning of each year, students in technical theater at Burncoat High School are required to construct these walls flats for the shows. These students use miter saws, power drills, and other tools, which George said can be intimidating. However, by the time the flats are constructed, students proudly take selfies next to them. A flat is a critical piece of stage production. It's not something we as the audience pay much attention to and often take for granted. But without it, the experience would be drastically different. That description applies to our next award recipient, George Kalivas. George was born and raised in Lowell, Mass. To Dr. David and Iowana Kalivas, along with his older brother, Theodore. His father was an educator, and his mother, originally a manager at a computer technology company, transitioned to teaching when George was finishing his undergraduate degree. They fostered a home focused on creating a better world and generosity. While attending UMass as an undergraduate, George was uncertain about his career trajectory. However, while studying anthropology and tutoring students at a writing center at Middlesex Community College, he discovered his passion for helping people communicate their ideas. For him, the question was, what tools can help someone communicate? This led him to explore a career in theater, where the ideas of education in theater blossomed. George says it was UMass that introduced him to the art of theater, and later his time at the master's program at Emerson College for theater education is where George learned the foundations of how to teach in a classroom. In a short conversation with George, you'll recognize his resourcefulness and his commitment. George is a visionary who observes the world as it is while also seeing its full potential. His strategic initiative and drive assist him in achieving the goal of closing that gap inclusively. George's role at WPS began with the encouragement of his wife, Carly, who is also a theater teacher in Lexington Public Schools. Although George's background was in performance theater, Carly encouraged him to apply for a technical theater position at Burncoat. We are all deeply grateful that she did. I had the pleasure of meeting Carly, and George, you made a great choice. George explained that Burncoat is an old school, and the auditorium was not designed for large-scale productions, necessitating modifications. Over the years, George and his students have constructed platforms that cover defunct stairs and serve as storage. They built a sound booth to replace a rickety table that previously held equipment, generating more space for seating. As freshmen come in, they see the finished products, and seniors are sure to remind them of how it has transformed over the 4 years since they've been there. The freshmen are encouraged to envision what they will add to it over time. So it's not just set construction. George has also built a community of character and care among his students and in this world. George says, "I don't want to be anywhere else. This is where I feel I can do the most good." It's where his passion meets productivity. He empowers his students not to fear mistakes, but to learn from them, extending lessons far beyond the classroom. George, I am personally inspired by you. And the world is blessed that you are impacting generations of people. It is under your tutelage that these souls are seen, heard, and valued. As a society, we all know that teaching can be a thankless position. But it's my request of all of you tonight that you stand to your feet and appreciate George Kalivas, our next Thomas Green Award winner.
Thank you, Ron, for that wonderful introduction. It puts no pressure on me whatsoever. Thank you, everybody. And I want to start off by thanking the Research Bureau and the committee for selecting me for this award. I want to extend that to my fellow recipients. All of us in some capacity are doing the same kind of work, so thank you. I have a long list of people to thank. I'm going to start off by thanking Amy Cooley, my department head, who launched the conspiracy to secretly nominate me and kept it under wraps until apparently I received it and had no idea. It was an interesting day at work. Congratulations, congratulations. What are you talking about? I also want to thank her fellow conspirators. There are also teachers at Burncoat High School, Mimi Paquette, Kelly Shea, and a student that actually helped to write into Thomas Sutton. I also would like to thank Burncoat's administrative staff and faculty, especially Joe Ewick, our principal. Nothing is achieved by yourself, and the culture and that I feel has existed in my classroom is also nurtured by the culture at large at Burncoat, creating a safe, positive, and respectful environment. I also would like to thank Jeremy Walski, a fellow theater teacher at Burncoat Middle School, who, when I first got the job, he was assigned as my mentor for the first year. We're still friends and colleagues. I also want to thank my family, my parents and my older brother, for creating a really supportive and nurturing environment that taught me public service was important and that my advantages in life I should use to further the greater good. Maybe not in those words, but that's what happens. I also want to thank the wisest person I know, who has always supported me, is someone I can collaborate with artistically, as an educator, and as a life partner. It's my incredible wife, Carly, and I'd love it if you give her a little round of applause. Okay. Ron is right. I'm literally only here because she made me apply. So, I have so many people to thank because, as I said before, no one achieves anything by themselves, and that means community is deeply important to me. And so, using that as a connection, I want to talk a little bit about arts education, because I feel being honored with this award is not just about me, it's also honoring arts education at large and the importance of it. I think sometimes people think arts education is simply the mastery of skills in a specific artistic discipline. Skills are important to learn and to know. But at its heart, an arts education is about understanding how to be part of a community. As you heard, I'm a technical theater teacher, so I'm going to continue with the building analogy. It seems very tangible. Students come in, they don't think they can do something. They want to build a set for a play or a smaller production, and they don't think they can do it. These are the builders. For them to build, they have to believe they can do it. For them to believe, they have to be confident in their ability to do it. So they have to learn things. In order to learn things, they have to learn how to play around with ideas. They don't get to play unless they feel safe where they are. And when you create a safe environment where students can play with ideas, make mistakes, learn from them, and improve, they start to feel like they belong. Building a set is a wonderful, really beautiful, actually, byproduct of them learning how to work together as creative individuals. So what happens in an arts education program is you get a group of people who are creative, who can communicate with each other, and want to make something together. That is a wonderful set of attributes for someone who wants to be a lighting designer or a stage manager. It's also a wonderful attribute for someone who wants to be a doctor or a lawyer, a business leader, or quite simply, your neighbor. I truly believe that education is part of the forward progression of our society. And arts education is an essential vehicle for that change. And on a more selfish note, it's also allowed me to almost every day get to see some of the best people I know grow up. Thank you.
Thank you, George Moran. Our next recipient, hailing from the North Row Senior Center, is going to be Victoria Kylene, and to honor her, we have Ellen Ganley from the Worcester Community Action Council.
Hi, everyone. Mic down. Good evening. As Chase said, my name is Ellen Ganley. Like him, I am a recovering municipal employee myself. So I want to thank you all for joining us to honor these unsung heroes and what has to be one of the most competitive slates of candidates we have had the privilege of reviewing during my 8-year tenure on this committee. Congratulations to you all, really. It's now my honor to introduce our next honoree of the evening, Victoria Kylene, kitchen manager extraordinaire at the North Row Senior Center. I recently had the opportunity to join Vicki at the center's Bistro 119 for lunch. In typical Thomas Green honoree fashion, she was quick to introduce me to everyone around her, giving accolades to others while deferring the many, many, many compliments thrown her way. She literally knows everyone. If you've not visited the North Row Senior Center, that's saying something, as it's truly a bustling place, and her bistro is the absolute envy of anyone in the Commonwealth. From birthdays to anniversaries to grandkid goings-on, Vicki remembers it all and goes out of her way to make everyone feel welcome. She recruits, trains, and supports countless volunteers, many of whom are with us tonight. Her special holiday meals, both for the Senior Center and municipal department events, are legendary. In fact, I understand there's already a waiting list for next St. Patrick's Day. I want to put my order in now for the Irish soda bread. From Reubens to quesadillas, lasagna, pilgrim sandwiches to her signature Vicki chicken, Vicki has unlocked the secret that sharing meals with friends, family, or loved ones provides an opportunity for meaningful interaction and quality time. Breaking bread together fosters open communication, deeper connections, and a true sense of belonging. She truly embodies the spirit of community. When not at the Senior Center, Vicki can be found volunteering with the Northborough Food Pantry, coordinating meals for the Northborough Community Meals Program, providing meals to the unhoused through Our Father's Table in Marlborough. Sleep, according to Vicki, is overrated. She regularly utilizes her talents as a retired hairdresser to pamper residents at a local nursing home and in the ultimate show of compassion at a local funeral home. When I asked her what motivated her, she told me faith, family, and friends. She added, "It truly takes a village, and I'm trying to support the best damn village." Mission accomplished, Vicki. As one of her nominators wrote, Vicki Killeen is an inspiring example of what it means to care for and improve our community and the lives of all of us who live and work here. Vicki is a treasured gift to the Senior Center, the town of Northborough, and all who met her. I am privileged to have met you, honored to welcome you, and please join me in welcoming to the stage 2024 Thomas S. Green Public Service honoree, Victoria Killeen.
So, my grandson, I asked him when he was at my house the other day, what do you think would be a good speech? Mimi, he said, speak from your heart. So here I am. Thank you, everyone. I am so pleased to be here and so grateful for this opportunity. I would like to thank Kendra Faldetta, our director, and the staff of the Northborough Senior Center for nominating me. We have such a wonderful staff. Jocelyn Earhart, our outreach person who helps every senior that comes through the door. Mimi, who helps write our newsletter. Linda, who is our program director. And Lisa, who is our secretary and does everything that I need to have done. I want to thank them for nominating me from the Senior Center for this award. I love working for the town and appreciate all the support we get from the other departments. We couldn't do it without Robo and our DPW and his crew. Anytime you need a table set up, there's a bee's nest, you need shoveling, sanding, the DPW is there for us. And Diane, thank you so much for coming tonight. I appreciate your support of the administration. Thank you for my loving family. Kelly and John and Aaron, they came a distance to come to see me tonight. And all my 3 beautiful grandchildren who are away at school in Florida, and I have one in Nashville who is a wonderful, wonderful nurse. Actually a hospice nurse. You all inspire me to do the best version of myself. And I appreciate it so very much. I have been lucky to call my faith, my family, and my friends. And I have a lot of friends here, and you know who they are. And my volunteers at the Senior Center, restaurant, bistro, I could never do it without you. You know who you are. It takes a village. And I thank you so much. And my friend Cheryl, who is right beside me every day, preparing foods and all the wonderful desserts. I feel best when I am able to help others and to be recognized for this honor. I love my community. I live for the opportunity to give back. I would like to finish by sharing a quote that I live by. I've learned that people forget what you said, forget what you did, but will never forget how you made them feel. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for all our family, fellow nominees. Congratulations to them. And it's an honor to share the spotlight with you. God bless, and thank you so very much.
Thank you for that, Victoria. I'd also like to put in an order for this Vicky chicken and soda grams. If Ellen could do it, I want some too. As our final recipient of the night, we'd like to honor Michelle Smith, who actually has someone accepting on her behalf, and they'll give you all the reasons why. But introducing them, we have from Cedar and Chandler, my buddy, Mr. Todd Rodman.
Thanks, Che. Hi, everybody. I'm really delighted to be here with you tonight to tell you a little bit about Michelle. As Che mentioned, she sends her regrets that she couldn't be here today. She's in Georgia at the wedding of a childhood friend from Groton, Massachusetts, where she grew up. This is Michelle's first vacation since last summer. Those who know her and her work won't be surprised that she hasn't been out of the office in a while. And they'll also know that what a well-deserved break this is. But I think Michelle's parents and maybe her sister are in the audience. That's great. Glad you could be here. Michelle originally came to Worcester to attend Clark University, where she earned both an undergraduate degree in geography and a master's in community development, summa cum laude. She joined the City of Worcester in 2013 after a stint with Teach for America in Philadelphia. I have the good fortune of actually working with Michelle and her outstanding department in my role as a real estate lawyer in private practice in the City of Worcester. In that capacity, I've had the opportunity to observe and be really impressed with Michelle's work firsthand in a variety of professional settings. As a member of the Thomas Green Committee, I also got to review Michelle's formal nomination and the numerous letters of support that were submitted on her behalf. It was significant, but not surprising, that Michelle received letters of support from a really broad range of people representing the breadth of the constituencies that she interacts with. She really has a dizzying array of responsibilities within the City of Worcester. Her job title, which has been alluded to, of Assistant Chief Development Officer for Planning and Regulatory Services, really only hints at the breadth of her work. She's the person who's primarily responsible for managing the city's land use and development review, which, if you've seen the City of Worcester in the past few years, you know how much work is involved in that. She provides technical support to the Planning Board, the Zoning Board of Appeals, the Conservation Commission, and the Historic Commission. In this role, she regularly attends public hearings and other meetings every month that typically begin at 5:30 and frequently last late into the evening. She's also the point person for interaction and collaboration with the various city departments involved in the development process. Michelle's passion and enthusiasm for her job allow her to navigate the frequently competing aspects of the work, holding the public and the development community to the exacting legal standards of the development process while exhibiting a level of knowledge, professionalism, and kindness that's rare. She has a comprehensive knowledge of her field and is able to translate that to the most basic level, in dealing with members of the public who frequently have questions about complicated development projects that come before the city. She also talks faster than anyone I know. On behalf of the Worcester Research Bureau, it's truly a pleasure to present Michelle with the Thomas Green Award. Along with the award are proclamations from the House of Representatives and the State Senate, which the other awardees have received. Accepting for Michelle is Peter Dunn, the Chief Development Officer for the City of Worcester, and himself a 2020 Green Award recipient.
Well, thank you, Todd. I want to start by just making an observation before I read some remarks from Michelle. Just as a figurehead of the department, as you can expect, you often take the public criticism for certain things, but you also take a lot of the gratitude for a lot of the work that you are not actually responsible for. And I think this one takes the cake where I'm actually getting an award that I did not receive. So, but with that, I'm going to, Michelle has authored some words, and I'm going to read those on her behalf, and I'm going to do that in the first person. So you can now envision Michelle reading these to you. Thank you all for being here tonight, even though I am not. Please don't mistake my absence for any lack of appreciation. I am so honored to be one of this year's award recipients. There is so much effort that goes into planning an event like this, and I want to thank the Research Bureau, the volunteers on the selection committee, and the staff from Mechanics Hall for putting on what I would expect is a delightful event. While I was not able to make tonight's event, I have already heard so many kind remarks and have been inspired about all the amazing work my fellow award recipients are doing in our Central Mass communities, and my congratulations to you all. Despite my role and the need for public speaking in my day job, I'm generally not a fan of the limelight, so it's actually kind of perfect that I don't have to do this myself. So I'm thankful that my wonderful boss, Peter, is there to read these remarks instead. So thanks to him for being my stand-in tonight, also my nominator, and for being such a supportive leader, including saving me when I accidentally got locked into City Hall one night. That is true. It means so much to be recognized through this award by so many people, this committee, my colleagues, partner organizations, and community members. Truly such an honor and a pleasure, so I do sincerely regret that I was unable to attend and enjoy this event with you all, but I'm very much looking forward to watching the recording. But this is really an opportunity for me to express my own gratitude. Gratitude for my family for always being supportive, showing me what diligence looks like, and dealing with me saying, I'll be home in an hour, and then I don't leave work for another 3 hours, or miss their birthdays for a board meeting. Gratitude especially to my mom, who is there in my place. You always show up for me even when I literally can't. Your continued support is invaluable, and I can always count on you to reality check, to listen to me, and to support me. Gratitude for community partners like the Mass Audubon, Greater Worcester Land Trust, Worcester Business Development Corporation, local firms, and so many others, as well as our fabulous residents who serve as members of our volunteer boards and commissions. All of these groups and individuals make the work we do possible easier and better, rolling with the last-minute curveballs and finding creative ways to problem solve and collaborate. This award is very much a recognition of their partnership. Next, so much gratitude for my amazing staff, who I didn't want to guilt into attending, and some of them are actually at a board meeting, as usual. They are central to why I'm being recognized. Without their professionalism, passion, and commitment to their work, my accomplishments would not be possible. Gratitude for my colleagues and supervisors, past and present, for their support, mentorship, expertise. They are true thought partners. These folks have encouraged me and enabled me with the skills and opportunities to succeed. Most importantly, my gratitude for the opportunity to serve the Worcester community. I love that my job is to help ensure residents' voices and values are what drives our policy decisions. This work and change is iterative and often feels slow to be realized, but together we can continue to dismantle barriers that enable small businesses to be successful, facilitate sustainable development in the face of the climate crisis, and produce affordable housing that meets all of Worcester's growing and diverse housing needs. With my gratitude for this opportunity and award, I ask all of you who are members of the Worcester community for your continued support and participation as we start to tackle some of the specific issues identified in the Worcester Now Next citywide long-range plan to continue to shape Worcester's next chapter. And my shameless plug, if you haven't already, please go to worcesterma.gov to take the Vision Zero survey. So again, thank you so much. I'm so grateful and humbled, despite my physical absence, to be one of this year's honorees.
Thank you for that, Peter. We'll pretend like you didn't add all those nice words about yourself. We'll just keep going along. Michelle did all of that. Yeah, for sure. So we've reached the end of our program. And first and foremost, I'd love if you can give the biggest round of applause one more time for our 5 recipients tonight. That's right. Keep it going. Don't be shy. Thank you all for showing people what a true municipal employee looks like, and for setting a great example for your colleagues, your coworkers, and future recipients. You've met some of the committee tonight, but I would love to take an opportunity to thank the Thomas S. Green Award Committee. So I'd like to thank Joyce Augustus, Melanie Bonsu, Kathleen Gagne, Ellen Ganley, who served as an amazing chair for many years, so thank you, Ellen, for that. Dave Garvin, Paul Matthew. Paul, you're on the list, but you work here, so I mean, it's kind of cool. All right, thank you, Paul. Michael McDermott, Todd Rodman, Michelle Tufu-Afriye, and Ron Waddell. I'd like to thank all of the elected and appointed officials who came in here and said a kind word. We'd love to thank all of our House and state members for coming in and giving these great citations to you folks. They were more than deserved, and they really represent just the stuff that you've been doing. And one more time, I would love to just say thank you to all of our sponsors. I know Paul listed them earlier, but for your continued support of this initiative. You know, again, I can't overstate, many of you have had frustrations personally with city employees. We don't have to pretend like you haven't, right? Like that's a thing. And whether it's a customer service situation or a time where your car had a pothole or something, you've been like, city. And what that does is it permeates through community. It creates an example of what an employee of a city or town is. And so I know I've said this a couple times, but I feel like I can't overstate this, right? The 5 of you and each other Thomas Green Award recipient changes that perception every day you go into your office. Every interaction you have with anyone, and we're talking about some of the high-level issues in cities and towns across the country right now. We're talking health, we're talking education, we're talking immigrants and new Americans, right? We're talking looking out for our elderly, we're talking about looking after our youth, right? These are the things that are hot-button issues you see in the news every single day, and the work that you folks do specifically changes that. So thank you. Thank you all for attending. Thank you all for watching at home or streaming, and we hope that you enjoy this reception that we're about to have to celebrate these folks. So thank you, and have a great night.